what to call this hairstyle today. I'm going to be putting 2 upside down braids on the side and then pulling it back into a messy bun. I like to do something like this when I wear ponytails a lot in the summer, just to give it a little bit more variety. But you could also, eventually once I show you, use it and do like the technique where you rolled your hair under and have it dressed up a little more if you have a wedding that you need to go to or an event that you want your hair back for. So my hair is already curled. You don't have to have curly hair to do this. If your hair goes into a messy bun without having curly hair, then don't use that step. But mine doesn't because it's so poke straight that I have to put a little bend in my hair first. So you're gonna do 2 braids in the front. I like to start with the back braid first. So I just section out, not precisely because I like it a little messier, and then leave a good chunk for that front braid right there. And if you're like me, I can't watch myself braid sometimes, especially if I'm braiding the upside down braid because that throws my hands off. So you start braiding your hair down the side of your head. And obviously I'm not being super careful about my part because I don't care if it comes out of different areas. I like to make sure I'm pulling my braid to the back a little bit. That way it just makes sure I don't get any weird bumps as I'm pulling my hair back. Then from here I braid it all the way down, take it and I just pull my braid out a little, like such. And now that it's nice and fat and pulled out, I'm going to take my bobby pin. I'm going to secure it just kind of right behind my ear. So I like to use my bobby pins from Sally's, as I've talked about, since they work so well. And then I just secure it right down there. Just with one is enough to hold my hair. If you have a lot of hair, you might need to use 2. Then I take my front section of hair and do another braid there. Now if you want pieces out by your face, this would be the time to pull. Make sure you pull them out, or else you can give them a little harder tug at the end to try and get some out. So all the way down, all the way back. Also, I don't know if in the picture if my shirt is backwards, but it says I'm ride or die until about 9 p.m. or so because I'm basically a grandma and I go to bed really early. So a friend of mine picked this shirt up for me and thought it was appropriate. Batten up your braid again. And you don't have to make your braids bigger. If you like your braids to be a little tighter, by all means, skip this step and don't use this. But I like to get it off my head a little bit. So, pulled it all out, and now I take it and I'm going to pin it behind my ear, like I did the other braid. Like that. So now you could, if you wanted, do the roll technique where we did a topsy tail and have it back into that. That would look nice. Also, I'm going to do a messy ponytail today, or a messy bun. Today, I'm going to just put a little bit of a back comb into part of my hair just to get it off my head, and it makes it easier for when I loosen up my bun a little. So I like to use these covered hair ties. They work best on my hair. And then everyone does their messy ponytails different. This is just how I do mine. And sometimes I use bobby pins depending on how floppy it is. Now I don't have super long hair, so I pull it, I do 3 loops through and then I pull it halfway through. And from the halfway through, I take the tails and I like to tuck them back into the underneath side of my hair tie. Then from there, see like all this stuff, because my hair is short, I like to take my or bobby pins or hairpins and fold some stuff over, throw a couple hairpins in there, and bobby pins. That way it's not so floppy. I mean, if your hair isn't short like mine is, and you don't have to use bobby pins, that's not necessary, but this just kind of fans it out a little bit more for me. So this looks like a tail. So then I just take it and I push it back in there with a bobby pin. Usually you only need, 5 bobby pins all together for this style, so it's not bad. And it's nice and messy. And then from there, because it seems a little too close to my head, I like to just take it and push these out a little bit. Just kind of gives some life to your hair. It doesn't look so polished. But if you're going for a polished look, then you could leave it smooth and not do a messy ponytail. So these are kind of fly away. I just twist them off and then I poke my pin in there. Pull my bangs out a little and give it a little spray with your working hairspray, or a heavier one if you're possibly in a warm location. And then, yeah, it's done. Your hair's back and it looks a little nicer than just a plain ponytail.